Hello again. Today I'm at the How Hill Estate beside the River Ant in the Norfolk Broads. The house was built by architect Edward Boardman as a family holiday home. It is a thatched property with formal gardens, woodland and a secret garden. The land was purchased in 1900 and the property built in 1903 according to the Norfolk Heritage Explorer. Mr. Boardman over the years planted 70,000 trees on the estate. In 1918, the house became the family's main residence. Mr. Boardman died in 1950. 16 years after his death, the property was sold to the Norfolk County Council. The council purchased 360 acres for £37,000 and turned it into an education centre. That closed in 1983 and was sold to the Norwich Union. And they leased it to the newly formed How Hill Trust. I've made my way down to the River Ant, and as yet not a single boat has passed. I'm going to walk along the path beside the river. In the distance I can see Boardman's Mill, and further along still, Clayrack Mill. So I'm just going to walk down to those and have a look. Behind me on the opposite bank is Turf Fen Mill. The pathway is right beside the thatched boat shed. As it's a wonderful sunny day, it seems the perfect time to go for a walk. The sign says that Boardman's Mill was built in 1897 to drain the adjacent marshes. It was a wooden skeleton type developed as an alternative to the brick tower mills. Today it is maintained and looked after by the Norfolk Windmills Trust. The sunshine brings glorious blue sky, but it's still very windy and still bitterly cold. Ahead of me on the path is this lovely European goldfinch. So I'm just standing still, waiting for it to do whatever it's doing, getting bugs, I would imagine. Eventually it spots me and flies up into the closest tree, and I can eventually get on with my walk. I know some people would have just disturbed it and made it fly out the way so they could get past, but not me, because I'm daft. Clayrack Mill is not in its original position. That was over at Ranworth Marshes, but in 1981 it was moved here to How Hill because it was in a state of disrepair. To the left of Clayrack is the next bit of the footpath that I'll be taking. I've never actually walked along it before. I've usually turned around at this mill and walked back. But today, as it's so lovely, I've decided to go and investigate and just see where it goes to. Instantly, I spot a woodpecker, a red-spotted woodpecker. I believe he's actually trying to hide from me. He'll put his head back every now and again just to see if I'm still about. Decides I am and continues to hide. From here I can hear a boat engine running, but there's nothing going past on the river. And then eventually I realise that it's tucked in there amongst the reeds. We also can hear rustling in amongst the reeds, and it's a little muntjac. So I'm trying to stay perfectly still, not to disturb it, and let it carry on with its walk. How wonderful is that, though? And then as quickly as it appears, it then disappears round the corner out of sight, and I don't see it anymore. As it's winter, this pathway is quite muddy. Nothing like the pathway to Alderfen Broad, so that I recently showed you. And I found a bridge. So I crossed the bridge, decide that the mud is far worse over that side, and think, no, this is just mad. I just cannot walk through another day's worth of mud. So decided to play safe, turn around, go back over the bridge, and look. Wonder if that's that cruiser I saw up the little side channel. If you enjoy seeing the birds close up, then this is definitely the footpath for you, because it is just amazing how the birds just don't worry about what you're doing. There's a moorhen in there. It's a lovely walk. I'll definitely be back in the summer to film it for you, and we'll continue right down to the end. Apparently it eventually comes out of the road and you walk back along the road to How Hill. So we'll investigate that later this year. I'm now back at How Hill Staithe, and I'll be making my way back to my car. And as I do so, there's a squirrel. He's now hiding from me in amongst the holly. Before I go, I'll just leave you with a montage of a few of the photos I took while walking round and filming along the footpath. I do hope you've enjoyed seeing this walk. I'm sure most of you who have boats or hire boats have investigated this walk long before I have. As I said earlier, I usually just turn around to the mill and walk back. Never explored this part. So I do like a new adventure, as I always say. And this certainly proved to be that. It was lovely, especially with wildlife. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have a good week. And I will be out and about filming somewhere else for you. On the screen will be 2 videos I filmed from How Hill in the past. Perhaps you'd like to watch those. If they're some of the earlier ones, they might be dreadful. I do hope my video making has got better as I've gone through the years of doing them. It's very difficult, you know. For those of you who do not make videos, you ought to try. It isn't as easy as it perhaps looks. Well, I don't find it easy. Anyway, do have a look at the videos if you wish to. Thanks for watching. Bye.